Hi guys. I am here to talk about Screencast-o-matic and hope that you can find it as a useful resource to aid you in teaching your courses. Um, Screencast-o-matic can be found at the website screencastomatic.com. So there's the ability to take screenshots, record videos, and then it has an editor built in. So you can make videos up to 15 minutes long for free, or it's really pretty cheap to buy premium, but honestly, I would recommend sticking with the free if you can just keep it under 15 minutes. I think students are probably happier watching videos that are under 15 minutes long anyway. So that's a pretty big bonus there, just not boring people to tears. So Screencast-o-matic, I use it to make introduction videos. So what I mean by that is everybody builds their Canvas course a lot differently than, from one class to another. So it's hard for students to know how to navigate your course in particular. Like, just for instance, I will tell you in my course, I actually hide assignments because if you click on assignments, I have taught this class so many times that if my students had access to my assignments, it would just be a hot mess. So sometimes I forget to unpublish an assignment that's no longer relevant because somewhere deep inside of me, I'm like, well, maybe I'll use it again. So I just don't delete assignments. So I tell them specifically if I don't post it in modules, then it doesn't exist to you. Don't worry about things that are in your grade book. So like, don't go to your grade book and see something missing and freak out and ask me a million times, what's this assignment? I mean, if they do, I actually remove the assignment or unpublish it. But it's nice for students to know that, like, hey, modules is where you go for the assignments, not the grade book and not the assignments tab. And if that's not the way you organize your class, it's just really nice to let them know what your class is like and how it's different from other classes here on campus or at Cloud. So this is an old syllabus, but you can go over your syllabus because, let's be honest, if it's just written text, they don't read it. They don't read it. They might even take a quiz or say that they read it or act coherent when you ask them questions about what you just said about the syllabus, but they don't read it. They don't read it. So if you want to make a video just going over like your big things that either make you mad or the huge point factors of the course, like how you grade and if there's like a huge project or something you want to go over, it's just nice to make a tutorial video on that as well. So that's what I mean by introduction videos, just sort of walking through the infrastructure of your course or, who you are as an instructor, things like that. The other reason I really like making Screencast-o-matic videos is because I use a lot of resources in my class. So what I mean by mashups is we don't do a lot of live labs. So what I do is like, we'll talk about a wet mount and why we want to do a wet mount versus, like a still slide underneath the microscope. But our scopes aren't awesome. So I can show them mashup videos from like tardigrades. So we'll mute it. But I can definitely show them unique videos that I wouldn't be able to get under our scopes, and I'll just go through them all in class. So there will just be one video after another. I'm like, and then look at this and look at this. And if I do that in class and then somebody asks me afterwards, like, okay, so what did we just do and why did we do it? Or what do we tell the person that missed class? If I had to go back through and relink all of those videos, because like we watched a hydra sniping a water flea right here, and we watched tardigrades, and then we watched diatoms under the microscope, which is just basically pond water, which we do in lab live, but if I had to walk them through that whole experience again, it would take me an enormous amount of time. Like, even when people ask me, I'm just like, I don't know what I just said. Like, I mean, we covered a lot of stuff. How do you summarize that? So if I make a mashup video of what I wanted them to get out of the YouTube videos, and they can go back to it if they feel like they missed the point of why I was showing them that, then it's just so much easier for them and for me. Plus, if you're teaching face-to-face and through Zoom, so you've got both crowds available to you to cater to, I found it way easier to make sure that I told both parties what they needed to know. I loved Screencast-o-matic just knowing that I told everybody, the face-to-face people and the Zoom people, what they needed to know. And they all saw it, and they could all go back to it if they needed to. So mashups, I really like. If I'm going to show a lot of videos through YouTube, or I use the Films on Demand, or I've even pulled up my Netflix account to just show them a little bit of a video that I thought was really profound. So those kinds of things, if you're going to pull from multiple resources, not just, one PowerPoint or the textbook or things like that, I find that recording it and putting your own spin on it, it's not a violation of copyright, because I am not, changing I'm changing their content enough that it's not original content anymore, but I'm also giving proper citation and praise to the people that did record these awesome videos. So I don't show like an entire Netflix video and then post it on Canvas, because that would be a copyright violation. But if I show a section of a Netflix video and I have myself talking over or commenting on that video, then that's not a copyright violation. So that's kind of where I really love the mashups. And Films on Demand always seems to give some students trouble. It's just their iCloud login, but for some bizarre reason, it is so hard for students to get that link to work. And so when I post a video with me, and it's just a YouTube video, then it works a lot better. So again, like, that kind of makes it kind of copyrightish, because I do post the whole Films on Demand video, but we make sure that I'm not posting it publicly, just in the Canvas course. Okay, and we'll go back to other ideas. Okay, so I didn't want to do like a lab outright, but sometimes I do record an experiment in the lab, so I'm not recording the screen. I am actually recording in the lab separately, then bringing that video back to my computer, uploading that video onto my computer, and then voicing over it using Screencast-o-matic. So the thing that Screencast-o-matic is doing is recording your screen. So if I'm playing the video in the background or a PowerPoint in the background, then it's also recording you and your voiceover. And I found that it's really important to have that connection with you. It's really you. It's your voice. It's your face. It's your expressions. Crazy. It's like, it's just giving it a little bit more charisma and connection with you than if you just played a YouTube video or you just played some random tutorial put on by another professor. So that I really have found effective, especially if it's an important lab. And now that I'm trying to manage Zoom labs versus face-to-face too. So like, I have some face-to-face people in my lab, and then I also have people on Zoom. And if they're trying to do a quick strawberry DNA extraction at home, it's really easy, but it's super nice to see me do it, beforehand, and then it gives them a little bit more empowerment, I think, if they can watch it in advance. Or I play it once during class, but they can go back to it over and over again, because it seems like the people doing labs at home have a lot less confidence because I'm not there with them. So the lab tutorials or any kind of tutorials that you think might be, they need to be brave or they need to be uplifted somehow and encouraged, I think a quick video is a really great way to do that. Then class summaries. So again, if I did a whole bunch of topics, like I covered photosynthesis and cellular respiration in one day, or protein synthesis and DNA replication in one day or something like that, it's like a really loaded day. I try to do a class summary just to make sure that we're all on the same page. They know what they should have gotten out of it. If they can go through a list and figure out what they probably need to review, the class summary is a really good use of video, I think. Especially if you feel like a lot of people are gone that day, so maybe you didn't have time to record before class, but like I know right before Thanksgiving, like half the class just didn't come. I went back and I recorded a class summary because it's like it's a lot of content. I didn't cancel class that day. First off, we don't have the right to cancel class. We don't have that power. But, you know, my syllabus and schedule just couldn't afford to not have class that day. So I went back, recorded a class summary, make sure that they have the ability to go back and cover that content and catch up. And then the other one would be, and it's kind of separate, I guess, explanation of big assignments. If you have a huge point content assignment, like a huge essay or a video that they need to make or a huge lab, I would say if it's worth, you know, more than 10% of their grade, a video explaining exactly what the expectations are and how to go about doing the assignment successfully, I think it really it just helps them get started. Like maybe that's part of the video is like how to take a bite of this monster assignment. So it's good. I've really loved using Screencast-o-matic. I think it's really, really super easy. It's kind of hard to show you guys because I'm making the video. I can't show you the editing of the video, but Screencast-o-matic has a lot of good tutorial videos that they made. But at the end, like when you get done with your video, it will give you the ability to edit and remove dead space, cut out sections that you didn't think were useful. I really like that. You can add music to the background. It's just fun. You have the ability to download the file then after you've edited it. You can put it to your computer or you can upload it to YouTube and then just link the YouTube video. So I usually tend to do the YouTube videos because it just works best for me, but the file format is perfectly acceptable and works with Canvas if you just want to put it on your computer and then upload the file to Canvas directly. That works great. So if you guys have any questions, I'm trying to keep this short so you guys have time to ask questions, or you know, if you have comments of how you've used Screencast-o-matic or maybe other programs that you've used to make your videos, it would be great to have a discussion on it. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.